Oh, sorry. Check one, dog balls. I'm really addicted to the sanitizer scent, man. I don't know. Oh, that's the real deal.
All right, we have Robbie Roadsteamer in the studio with Magic 8 Records today.
Hell yeah.
Sniffing away on that hand sanitizer.
A little bit of alcohol in there. When you get older, you use anything to get off in this town.
Robbie, why do you want to make Boston shitty again?
That's a great question, Danielle, right off the bat and stuff. And I'm going to be happy to answer that. Boston, when we say make Boston shitty again, the shitty part's accessible again. And over the last 10 to 20 years, a lot of creative types, we've been losing our resources left and right. They've been raising the property values. They've taken away all our terrestrial radio stations, FM, WAAF, FNX, BCN, that used to play local music, local artists. And they've taken away a lot of our jam spaces and venues. Great Scott, the Sound Museum, the EMF building, to name some. And I think it's a goddamn disgrace, because this city should put artists on a pedestal. And they're not doing it. They put their sports on a pedestal. They'll ball wash the Patriots and have a lot of sports bars that celebrate that culture with a lot of drunk dudes going there in untucked dress shirts and seashell necklaces and punching out people. But yet, if a band or a people are trying to have an independent DIY show in a basement in Alston, the police are there with decibel readers moving in. And the fact of it is, we want to make Boston shitty again because we want to bring the attitude back to Boston. The swagger, the personality that you would see in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And we could have that in this scene. Boston doesn't realize what it would be like to have an artistic mecca for a city. To actually be like a Seattle or a Haight-Ashbury, where instead of trying to treat us like dirty vagrants and perverts and stuff, you could literally be on the cusp of having the #1 creative city right now in the country. America is begging for alternative culture again, real alternative culture that scares the norms and the bougies. Not just people lip-syncing bare-naked ladies on TikTok, but real alternative culture. And Boston never had that renaissance. I know people right now are screaming, but there was the punk scene in the late 80s and the 90s. No, I'm talking about the cover of Rolling Stone. Instead of putting the terrorist bombers on the cover of Rolling Stone, what if we actually had Cobain's and Jimi Hendrix's and people rising because Michelle Wu and the city supported that? So when I say make Boston shitty again, I'm talking about make it accessible. Let's let the artists and the Kerouac characters in. Let's rise together and let's make a scene so that the rest of the country doesn't constantly stereotype us with bad Boston accents on Sam Adams commercials or Seth Meyers routines and shit.
Seth Meyers routines?
Yeah, like Seth Meyers all the times when he used to do The Late Show. He'd also have like these dumbass Bostonian sort of skits and stuff where, yeah, dude, I parked the car at Harvard Yard. We're going to get a six-pack and some dunks. And that's the way a lot of the country looks at us. But we could be real Nirvana-y. We could be Haight-Ashbury. We could make the myths in this town if Boston gave us a chance to have, I would say, sort of rent control, art spaces, factories where artists don't get pushed out to the suburbs where they are quickly destroyed like witches and are encouraged to stay in the area and, God forbid, make a living as an artist 24/7.
So how was the new metal scene?
New metal scene was gorgeous, man. I mean, we thought we had the new Seattle with Godsmack, Stained. We were lifting weights every day on Revere Beach getting tanned, and we thought we had the new Woodstock. Unfortunately, after Godsmack and Stained, sort of the quality control went downhill, and a lot of other of us couldn't drink from the cup, myself included. I had a ferocious new metal band called the Sweatpant Boners.
Sweatpant boners?
Sweatpant boners, sticking out like a boner in sweatpants and stuff. We had great songs like Pee With Your Father, about bonding and urinating with your dad in the woods at Yogi Bear Park at Sturbridge. We had a lot of classics. I Put a Baby in You, which is, a lot of people hear that, oh, that's chauvinistic. I'm encouraging women to not have babies in their younger because a lot of men get intimidated by women. They get them pregnant, they take away their dreams and shit, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
I was on that Sarah McLachlan, Lilith Fair trip. I love the women. I started with the Sweatpant Boners at Zing Studios, Zing Records, Zing Studios in West Springfield. I did that with Adam Dukowitz from Kill Switch Engage, Ken Susi from As I Lay Dying, and followed up with albums around here at New Alliance. I did with Dave Pino from Andrew WK, Power Man 5000. That's how I did it. I'm going to put the collar up. The Wolf Man. I see you.
The Wolf Man. All right. And you're really liking that hand sanitizer, Rob.
Got alcohol in it.
So you and Ernie Bach Jr. are planning to buy the Hilltop Steakhouse
Hell yeah.
in North Shore. When will that happen, and how?
Oh, when Ernie stops on his latest, phase of ghosting me and stuff. Ernie, if you're listening, just return a DM, dude. Don't put me on red. But I've known Ernie Bach for 20 years, and I met Ernie Bach because I stole a Boston Music Award in front of 4,000 shock hipsters at the Avalon, which was formerly on Lansdowne Street. And Ernie came up, and he could see me nervous, just getting ready like a dirty panther, ready to storm a china closet, whatever that means. And Ernie's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Hey, dude, if you want to get on the winning team, get all your executives down from the green room because I'm about to steal a Boston Music Award." And he's like, "Oh, my God." He ran upstairs. He got his executives, and I delivered. I still have that Boston Music Award at my house in Watertown, and me and Ernie became close friends, blood brothers. He used to bring me to his mansion in Norwood. We had a lot of fun, man. A little bit of weed, maybe, a little bit, never hurt anybody and stuff. We listened to Jimi Hendrix. I do his impersonation.
Come on down, Route 1 Norwood, the Auto Mile. We buy for less so we can sell for less. My name is Ernie Bach Jr. Here's Chico the Llama.
We had good times, man. And so, I'm trying to talk Ernie into buying the Hilltop. We need a venue on Route 1 with Vegas lights. Route 1 is the Las Vegas for the North Shore. We've already lost, the Hilltop. We lost the Route 1 mini golf course, which had the orange dinosaur. The dinosaur stays in front of the condos, but they took away his golf course, it's a disgrace. And so I just want to team up with Ernie, and I want to buy that land back, and I want to put up a 1,000-seat venue up there called, the Bach Top or the Hill Bach, and if he doesn't do it, Ernie, I'll get Herb Chambers, all right? So, FYI.
That sounds great. Yeah, the Hillbach. Okay. Do you do Adderall key bumps with Ernie?
No, I think he's just a weed guy at best. He's very classy on the alcohol. I brought Chyna over there from the WWE, Rest Her Soul and stuff, and Ernie pulled out all the stops for our dinner.
He brought out, this is the number 3 wine in the country, as voted by Wine and Us magazine.
And he brought out Dom Perignon. It was very classy. Ernie does it up right.
Who's still making Boston weird right now?
Well, who's making... Yeah, we gotta say weird instead of shitty. You can bleep that out and stuff. But, a lot of people right now, we have some real entrepreneur creative types in the scene that I absolutely love. To name a couple of them, Dave Tree of the band Tree. Legendary. Headlined the Hempfest 15 times. Dave is one of the very few artists that actually can live in the Boston area, making a living as an artist full-time 24/7. That is a unicorn. That is a white elephant to do. He has his own art gallery in his garage.
Yeah.
He does his own silk screening. Legend. Ryan Packer. Legendary bassist for Slapshot, and he runs his own company, booking and whatnot, books some legendary hardcore shows in the area, and picking up the Chalice from Jimmy Flynn, God rest his soul, legendary booker and stuff. Vermin Supreme, legendary political activist running for president with a boot on his head, living up in the woods in Gloucester. That's not a joke. I'm not being Andy Kaufman. He literally lives in a cabin in the woods. Much like Ted Kaczynski, but he's spreading love instead of mail bombs and shit. And, those are some of the people, that are shining and loving. Also, Amanda Palmer, I'm watching you, girl. I know you took the ladder too, up to the top. You are human statuing in Harvard Square, and you're a full-time artist. Maybe you live in New York. We miss you up here and stuff, but those are the people. Every morning when I wake up, I have their statues by my bed, and I take a little bit of time to wash their tiny little statue feet. You know what I'm talking about. Spicy.
And another hit of the sanitizer right there.
You can never get enough of the hand sanitizer. That's what I'm talking about. And you can put it all over your body. Hey, did you guys know that 10 pumps of hand sanitizer is like a shower? It can clean your whole body. It can clean your soul.
What do you think of Berklee College of Music?
What do I think of Berklee College of Music? All right? A lot of kids born on third base acting like they hit a triple, trying to get 90 yards home to become a musician. No, I'm kidding. I love a lot of them. I went to Berklee recently to talk about Make Boston Shitty Again, and I see hope in the students' eyes at Berklee. And we're going to rise. And they're doing a lot of incredible house shows at Berklee. That's been the difference maker, because as we have more venues close in Boston, come on, stop closing the venues, you gentrifiers. Michelle Wu, I'm talking to you. What you gonna do, Wu? But they have a lot of amazing speakeasy venues like Monkey Palace. Shout out Monkey Palace in Alston. I'm not going to give the address because I know that the Boston police, they have decibel meters that they check all the house shows and make sure they're not going above, or they're going to bring the SWAT team in. Even though all the sports bars can get rowdy and punch and hit people, that's just the boys being boys supporting the Patriots. But yeah, I love the Berklee students and stuff. It's not their fault that they had their parents give them a great education in music. I know they better use it, all right? A lot of beautiful women over at Berklee. Berklee's had a lot of amazing musicians graduate from there, including Ernie Bach, Eric Andre, and one of the members of Extreme. So, I love you guys. Stay golden over there. I always go to Mass Ave and I scare the shit out of them, and I'm like, what you gonna do with your music degree? In 5 seconds or less, they closed all the venues. Go! And it's a scared straight program because I just want those guys to be hungry. I know it's cool to do Adderall key bumps and hide in your dorm room and listen to John Mayer all night, but you gotta get out there on the streets like Robbie Roadsteamer and make this culture shitty again. When I say shitty, I don't mean
No, I know what you mean.
feces on the wall like Ozzy Osbourne. Make it accessible again. All right, scare the bougie norms that have taken over all the areas like Alston, Brighton, Somerville that we've made cool and have made it lame with bubble tea shops, condos, foot massage palaces, instead of shitty but mature dudes doing tasteful key bumps of Adderall at the corners. And they're cool too, a lot of them.
I have something special for you.
Whoa.
It's a magic 8-ball.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danielle.
And you're going to shake it. Well, you're going to ask a question first, and then you're going to shake the magic 8-ball.
All right. Will I become a millionaire in Boston through my creative this year? Magic 8-ball. Will we rise? Here we go. That's 2 questions, but the first one. Come on, baby. I'm going to shake it a little bit. And here we go.
Oh, can't say now. Can't say now.
That's not good. That's my one shake and stuff.
Oh. Well.
It's not a downer. It's all good. We'll move forward. Bros move forward. All right?
So.
Who cares? Who cares if I'm working at the Home Depot parking lot moving carriages in Watertown the rest of my life? Don't come down there. I see you. All right? You get on a list. Do not come to the Watertown Home Depot. All right?
Good.
You know the answer we were looking for, which was like yes. A simple yes. Can't say now. I'll tell you, I lived in Hollywood. 99% of the time, that's a no. That's a no. It's just the magic 8-balls being a little bit sweet, I can't tell you now, but later on it's going to be no. But I'll be shaking that all night and stuff, I'll be shaking that and I'll get the answer I want. Oh, look at that. A Somerville 7 over there outside. Looks like Barbara Walters. I love you. I love you. Is she coming in? Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I think that we're just about wrapping up and we're done with this interview. Thank you so much, Robbie Roadsteamer.
I'm just getting warmed up. What? You're throwing me out? There's heat in here. Somerville, keep it real. I'm going to go play Keno. I put that baby in you.
step, hanging out with your friends.